4 times. I got a feeling you enjoy this every time, don't you?
Yeah, some people, one of our coaches was on social media one time and said, Sheridan doesn't ever get old, and absolutely never gets old. You got a great group of kids like this, and it's their first time in this environment. Some people would say, oh, you've been here before, and this group of kids hasn't ever been here before, and it's an awesome group, and I'm so excited for them, and they got to experience this awesome place and experience a win. So proud of these guys and what they did, and they battled for 4 quarters.
You were expecting a different East team second time around, and I think you pretty much got it, didn't you?
Yeah, Coach Goff does a tremendous job with Cheyenne East football team, and they in the beginning when we played them in week 4 had a totally different offense, and they morphed and they found their identity, and boy, they're a strong physical team, and our defense just did a tremendous job all night. They got some yards for sure, but we were able to bow our neck when they got into the red zone and played physical the whole time, and man, just another shutout. Our defense did a tremendous job all year.
Speaking of that defense, it's like, 6 or 7. What worked?
I think it's just that they believed where Coach McEwen asked them to be, and they said, "Hey, if we're going to go do this, they're going to believe in the system." And they went out and executed, and they got to their gap, and they trusted that their buddy would get to their gap. And when the play came their way, they were ready for it. And I think it's just a belief in the system, belief in themselves, and a belief in their teammates, and that's really what our whole system is based off of.
It was a little bit of a bumpy start to the game, but once Reed got going on those 2 really long plays, you could kind of feel the weight lifting off your shoulders some, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't know, 21 points is not enough against a Cheyenne East team for sure, but it helps, that's for sure. Breck Reed can run, and we saw cover 0, no safety over the top against him, and that's really hard to play against Breck Reed. He's a very good receiver, he's fast, and Ty made some great threw some great balls. We had a great protection with our offensive line, and then Breck in open field's fun to watch.
When practice started 3 months ago, I know there were a lot of questions, particularly all over the state. You only had 1 starter back. But on the flip side, those who were coming in this year had a lot of playing experience because of their predecessors gained those opportunities. So how did that experience kind of help into this season?
It's the same as, for the young guys this year, is anytime we can get them in Friday night lights and they experience the atmosphere and the physicality and the speed of varsity football, it helps. We're not going to have a ton of returning starters again next year, but we've had a lot of guys that have played and have experience on the 4A football field, and that's huge. So anytime we can get our young guys in there and feel the energy, feel the juice, feel the physicality, it's a good thing. We've been very, very fortunate and shared in the last few years, and I hope our guys enjoy it and take it in, because this doesn't just happen. They're in these seniors didn't lose a varsity football game in their career, and that just doesn't happen. And so I hope they take it in, enjoy it, and have a lot of fun with their teammates.
When the season started, of course, a lot of focus was on the streak and all that, and you tried to keep everyone at minimal mum about it. And once we finally got that off your back, and did things go a lot smoother?
Yeah, anytime you can play free, kids are going to play better. And there's a little pressure about the streak, and they don't want to let the previous teams down, and they don't want to let the town of Sheridan down. And once that we eclipsed that mark, they were able to loosen up and just play football. The streak was off them, Each week is just another game, and if we win, great. If we don't, let's just go get better, and that's all that matters, is we continue to get better every single week, and if we do that, that's good enough.
You mentioned that this year's seniors, they go undefeated as varsity players. What do you want them to take away from all this experience?
I hope they enjoyed their football experience, and the winning is great, and we all enjoy that. But really, they should enjoy their time with their teammates, the time with their friends. High school football is not something that you'll ever get again in your life, and you build some friendships and some bonds with people that you can't get anywhere else. And so I hope that's what they take away from it, and they enjoyed the process. And wins are great and all that, but there's a lot bigger picture than football, and I hope football is just one step in their in their journey of life, and that they become great men. They're great young men. I hope they become great men and fathers and husbands, and give back to their community, just like our community gives back to us.